school's out, blame corona, but I still got some science I could show ya. No class, no school, that's cool, throw the class on the YouTube. Even if they shut the school down, I'll get that knowledge anyway somehow. Real scholars won't stop for corona. Tune in for that science takeover.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Shout out to the HB Warriors. Shout out to all of our subscribers. And shout out to all of our visitors. Welcome to Mrs. Finney's science class. From my home to your home, let's learn science. Let's get started today. We are summarizing lesson 7, parts of a cell. We're at the very end of the lesson. It's all done. So let's see what you know at this point. Learning objective today, I can explain the information covered in lesson 7, parts of a cell. So let's get to it. Here's our lesson summary, and you'll find this in your lesson 7 section summary in TCI. Make sure you check it out. So here we started off with bacterial cells, and they explain that bacterial cells, this is a simple bacterial cell, has some parts that are common to all cells. It has a cell membrane that protects the cell and controls what substances enter and leave the cell. It has DNA, the instructions for carrying out cell function. It also has cytoplasm and ribosomes. So we talked about that. Animal cells, that was section 2. Animal cells have some additional parts that bacterial cells don't have. Animal cells and many other cells store DNA in a nucleus. They also have some other organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum known as ER, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, and vacuoles. Section 3 discuss plant cells. Plant cells have 3 additional structures that animal cells do not. Chloroplast uses sun's energy to make sugar. A cell wall protects and supports a plant cell and regulates the amount of water in the cell. The central vacuole stores water and other liquid materials. It also works with the cell wall to maintain the cell's shape. I always like to think of the plant cells as having 3 C's that are not in the other types of cells. So chloroplast, cell wall, central vacuole, 3 C's. Okay? The next section, section 4, transport through the cell membrane. The cell membrane controls what enters and exits the cell. Some things can enter and exit without energy by, there's 2 ways, diffusion or facilitated diffusion. Energy is required when membrane proteins carry proteins from lower concentration to higher concentration. Energy is also needed for endocytosis or exocytosis, in which large particles are moved by folding the cell membrane around them. Okay, so we talked about that, the different types of ways for things to transport through the cell membrane. And last section we discussed yesterday, cells must be small. So cells must be small so that the cell membrane can take in the materials the cell needs and remove waste. So that's our summary wrap up. I want to definitely go through some vocabulary words just to make sure we have a clear understanding of vocabulary, as well as try some test questions just so you can see how well you understand what was covered. All right, so here we're looking at a word bank and we're looking at some definitions. Drag each term to its correct definition. I want you to look at this for a sec. All right, these definitions should be familiar to you. So I want you to think about it and think of the word that would fit with each of these 5 definitions. All right. So number 1, it says a small cell structure that makes proteins. What do you think that would be? All right. Maybe Describe ribosome. Okay. Here we go. A protective structure that encloses a cell and controls what enters and leaves the cell. What do you think that one would be? Let's try cell membrane. Number 3, a gel-like substance that fills the inside of a cell. Gel-like substance. Let's try cytoplasm. Here we go. A substance that makes up much of an organism's structure and helps it function. Let's try protein. And 5, the substance that makes up the instructions for building a cell's components and for carrying out its life function. DNA. Okay, let's see. How did we do? Good job. All right, so check the words to their matching definitions. And if any of these were a little questionable for you, definitely that's a cue that those are the ones that you may want to go back and review. All right, let's try our second vocab. Okay, here we go. Protective outer structure that lies just outside the cell membrane of some cells. Protective outer structure. All right, some cells, not all of them. Okay, so we want to look at cell wall. Organelles that convert energy and nutrients into usable energy. Which one do you think that is? Okay, we're going to go with mitochondria. A membrane enclosed structure in a cell that performs a certain function for the cell. What do you think? I'm going to go with organelle. Okay. 9. A cell structure that uses the sun's energy to make sugar through the process of photosynthesis. One of the 3 C's. Chloroplast. 10. A large organelle that contains a cell's DNA. The nucleus is only found in some cell types. Kind of gave that away for you. All right. And again, definitely look at the words with their definitions. Practice those. And if any of these were a little questionable, make sure you double check and review those for comprehension. Okay? Good job. Nice work. All right, let's try some sample test questions. We're going to go through 5 of these. Here's an example. And this is just to see if you captured the main ideas of lesson 7. Keisha is trying to describe the function of DNA to her friend. She wants to use a model that has a function similar to DNA's function in a cell. Which of the following models could Keisha use to describe the function of DNA? A. A recipe with detailed instructions. B. A storage tank holding waste products. C. A conveyor belt transporting packages. Or D. A window screen allowing only air to enter. Which one of these could Keisha use to describe the function of DNA? Give you a few seconds to think about it, and then I'll share the answer with you. All right, do you have your answer? Okay, let's see. The answer is A, a recipe with detailed instructions. I know you knew that one. I know you knew that one. All right, let's try number 2. Number 2 says, Kara used a model of a school to represent parts of a cell and their function within the cell? Which statement describes the name and function of the cell part shown as organelle A related to Kara's school model? Check it out. We know what that is. Okay. So we have these choices. A central vacuum. It's like the central computer system where all the student records are stored. B, lysosome. It's like the dumpster where trash is kept. C, mitochondria. It's like the cafeteria where students get fuel for their energy. D, Golgi apparatus. It's like the hallways that allow students to move throughout the school. A, B, C, or D. Make your choice. Do you have your answer? All right, let's check and see if you're on the money. And the answer is C, mitochondria. It's like the cafeteria where students get fuel for their energy. All right, good job, good job. Let's check number 3. Number 3 says, a group of students is asked to make a model of a plant cell. The group is given different objects to represent cell parts. These objects include puzzle pieces, cardboard, plastic bags, and many solar cells. Which object could be used to represent the function chloroplast in the model? A, puzzle pieces that put together protein. B, cardboard because it helps support the plant cell. C, a plastic bag because it stores water and other liquids. D, many solar cells because they capture energy from sunlight. Which object could be used to represent the function chloroplast? All right, make your choice. Okay, let's take a look. Ready? Answer for number 3 is D, many solar cells, because they capture energy from sunlight. Think of chloroplast job and plant cell. All right, good job. Here we go. 4. Carl's class is doing a presentation on the function of the cell membrane. He chooses to focus on exocytosis, a process in which cells use energy to move large objects out of the cell. Which option describes analogy that Carl's group could use to model the process of exocytosis? A, an open gate. B, a moving truck. C, a door that is locked. D, a sieve with large holes. What do you think? Which would model the process of exocytosis? Exocytosis. All right. Make your choice. All right, you ready to check your answer? Answer 4. Number 4 is B, a moving truck. Okay, that would model the process of exocytosis. Last question for today. 5. The size of a cell affects how easily materials can move through its membrane. The picture shows 2 cells of different sizes. Which of the following statements supports a claim about whether cell A or cell B will be able to rid its center of waste more easily? A says cell B because waste materials can reach the membrane easier since there are less protein channels. B, says cell B, because waste materials can reach the membrane easier since there is more energy production. C, says cell A, because waste materials can reach the membrane easier since there are more protein channels. D, says cell A, because waste can reach the membrane more quickly. Which one supports the claim about whether cell A or cell B will be able to rid its center of waste more easily? All right, ready to check your answer? Last one. Number 5. Final answer is D, cell A, because waste can reach the membrane more quickly. All right. So that wraps up our summary for lesson 7. Please go into lesson 7 and complete the lesson 7 lesson game. I'll check your answers on my end to see how you did. All right, let's wrap up with our outro. Here we go. It's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps just for tuning in. Come back, meet tomorrow. We can learn again. Oh, it's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps just for tuning in. Come back, meet tomorrow. We can learn again. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.